With the reveal of Call of Duty Black Ops 4 being our next Call of Duty, we were treated to a lot of surprises, and of course one of those was the release date for this game. And as you guys probably know, it's not going to be released how Call of Duties are normally released in the first week of November, but this time it's going to be releasing on October 12th, an entire month earlier. Well, not an entire month, but pretty much an entire month earlier. And I can imagine a lot of people were very excited by this news, just knowing that you have to wait one less month for the next Call of Duty, especially it being Treyarch. It just makes it that much better, and I can tell you I'm really excited about this news, and I don't even know. When I heard that, I jumped out of my seat, and you guys wouldn't believe it. But anyways, that's besides the point. And I know I actually kind of touched on this in a previous video. It was like my video where it wasn't really a reaction video, it was more like a reactionary video. If you guys watch it, you would understand what I mean by that. But I still wanted to talk about this in greater depth, and really what I mean by that is talk about why they may do this and how this would affect other things inside Call of Duty. But with that said, let's actually get into this video, and first off, let's talk about the whys. So a lot of people were throwing around just the the things that you would normally throw around. Maybe just Activision wants to get this Call of Duty out as soon as possible because World War II is dead or something like that, and I don't see that being exactly accurate, because why didn't they do that with previous Call of Duties? I don't know, doesn't make that much sense to me. But another idea that was thrown around, and I actually thought of this one also, but that's because Battlefield is launching their game this year also. And if you guys don't know, Battlefield releases every other year pretty much. Well, at least that's kind of what they've been doing. It's kind of weird. Battlefield's weird, okay? It's kind of hard to keep up with how they release games, and at least last time they released a game, it was in October, and I'm sure you guys know about this whole situation when it was Battlefield 1 versus Infinite Warfare. And as you guys know, it was pretty obvious who came out on top that year. Even though Battlefield did not outsell Infinite Warfare that year, I think we could all say Battlefield 1 still won, because just how popular it was compared to Infinite Warfare that year. And I think that Treyarch, or maybe not Treyarch, but Activision saw this and didn't want that happening again, especially that Battlefield had the release date jump on them. They didn't want to see that happen again. And of course, with the rumors that Battlefield's coming back this year, and well, we know at least they're coming back this year, but the rumors are that they're going to be releasing Battlefield 5, which I can imagine a lot of people are really hyped for, because just how Battlefield 4 was recepted, wait, that's the right word user, I don't know, but, and also Battlefield 1, there are a lot of people who are looking forward to Battlefield, and I think Call of Duty wants to get the jump on them this year, unlike what happened in past years, well, in Battlefield 1 era. But that's one idea, and I think it's pretty likely. But another idea, and this one has been spread around by a couple of people, but how I found out about it was from one of my comments, and it was by the Son of Sin, and he wrote this thing about it. But the general idea is that they're releasing a month early because they want to have room for a DLC 5 for Treyarch, because they want Treyarch to release 5 DLCs all over again. And this makes sense, again, from a business perspective. They just want to sell more DLCs, and the reason they want to release it earlier is because they don't want DLC 5 affecting the next Call of Duty game, because I think we could all agree Zombies Chronicles, as great as it was not that great for Infinite Warfare. It just affected it in a negative way, and I don't think they liked hurting their own product just to boost one of their other products that wasn't the current game. I just don't think that they would like that again, and of course it makes a lot of sense that they wouldn't want to do that again, but they still want to make the money for DLC 5, so that's one of the ideas. Now, even though this one does make a lot of sense, I for some reason don't think they're going to be releasing a DLC 5 again. I mean, they already remastered a lot of the maps. I can't, and of course if we're expecting them to release a remastered Mob of the Dead, I can't imagine that, like, how many maps are actually left. There's just 5 and a couple other ones. I guess there's all the transit maps, or transit crew maps I should say, or Victus maps. Victus, I think, yes, but yeah, but I don't know how much they're looking forward to remastering those. That's the only reason why I find the DLC 5 unlikely, unless it's not going to be remastered maps this time. I don't know, but that's one idea that people were spreading around. But the last idea, and probably the least likely one, but the one I hope it actually is is that they are trying to make room to release another game this year also, and they wanted to have the last 2 months to make room for the 2 releases. And of course, I'm sure you guys have heard these rumors, and keep in mind these ones are rumors, not leaks. No matter what anybody tells you, we don't have any way to slightly confirm this, but of course there's the rumors that World at War is going to be remastered, and you may think that they would have released this with Black Ops 4, and I'm sure they thought of it, but if you guys were around, and I'm sure you guys were, during Infinite Warfare and Modern Warfare Remastered being released, they released those games at the exact same time. In fact, I made a video about this problem, but they released them at the exact same time, and because of that, the player pool was spread between the 2 games, and connection quality dropped and player quality dropped, and it just wasn't a great experience for those first few weeks when those 2 games were released. And I'm sure Activision and Treyarch saw that, and they just didn't want to make that same mistake again. So the idea is that they're going to push Black Ops 4's, pull back, I guess that's the way you would say it, but they move it to October for you to have 2 more months, and they release it rather in November, or as I expect them to do, in December, for you could have some room, because you have 2 months to play Black Ops 4, and there's really not going to be anything happening in December that much, but they still want to cash in on all that Christmas stuff, so then they would release World at War Remastered. And I'd hope that you would get this, you would be able to buy this by itself, and I imagine that you would, because you can't really bundle things that are releasing so far away from each other. But I don't know, maybe that's just me, but regardless, I would love if that was actually the case, but I can't say anything. That's just the last suggestion we have, at least that I'm aware of or can think of. But now I want to talk about how this will affect other things in Call of Duty, and especially our current Call of Duty World War II. And a lot of you may not care about World War II right now because it seems pretty dead, and I could probably agree with you. It's even more dead than Infinite Warfare. Actually, Infinite Warfare really wasn't that dead for me, but this one just seems dead all across the board, and I hate to say that because I was really looking forward to this zombies mode, but I don't know what's going on here. I just can't tell you. I have a couple ideas, but that's not really the point of what I'm supposed to be talking about here. And what I'm talking about is that how is this going to affect the DLC 4 launch for World War II? Because obviously when you normally release, or how Call of Duty in the past have at least released DLC 4, it would come out in about early September, late August for PlayStation or whoever had exclusivity at that time. And then in October, you would get DLC 4 for PC and Xbox. And of course, this would run into the release of Black Ops 4. So what are they going to do here? Personally, what I would love is that they start pushing all the DLC launches back. That would be great, because I just want to get the game sooner. Who doesn't want the map sooner? I want the map sooner. You guys probably want the map sooner. I think everybody just wants it much sooner. Just imagine, instead of getting, but then actually we'd probably get the maps this month. Yeah, we'd probably get DLC 2 this month, and I don't think that's happening actually. But regardless, I could dream. Maybe they'll just do it with DLC 4 or DLC 3. Maybe they'll do something like that. I don't know. I'd hope that's what they would do, but I can't say at this point. And another thing that this would affect is Black Ops 4 itself, and it's also its DLC season, and I'm just curious to see if they're also going to pull back their DLC season. And of course, if they are doing this because they want to release another DLC 5, then of course they would. And I can imagine that they are going to be pulling it back, so we'll get DLC 1 in August and DLC 2 in another month. I don't know, this month? Yeah, this month. And imagine that, we'd be getting DLC 2 right now. That'd be pretty interesting. It'd probably be, I don't know, it'd be cool. You get the maps earlier, I guess, kind of. That's something that could happen. We'll just leave it at that. And the last thing that I could think that would affect it in a major way, if that's the right way to word it, that if they are doing a beta, that they would release it even earlier, because normally they release the betas in August. But this would mean, since it's in October, they would move the betas back a month, and we would get Black Ops 4's beta in July, which I'd be all for, because they normally reveal multiplayer at E3, and that's in July, and you have to wait 2 months for the beta. But this would just be 1 month later, and you know, I'd like to get everything earlier. I can't say anything besides that. earlier is better for me. Unless it hurts the quality, then I could wait, but most of the time it seems better, and I don't know, that's what I would imagine. But it's not to say that they have to. They still could have the beta in August. There's no reason that they have to push everything back a month, but it would be nice. But I do think it would affect the beta, because I don't think that they could do it as late or close to the launch as in August, or because that's only like 2 months, you know, to deal with all the data you got. Because I know Infinite Warfare did it, but again, that was like what, like not even a month before it launched, so that wasn't even technically a beta. It was more like a demo everybody got. So I don't know, but that's all I have to say. Just tell me what you guys think about this whole situation. You guys liking this, I guess, early Call of Duty we're getting this year? Do you guys think they're going to continue this trend? I hope so. I'd rather have an October release, but a lot of people are saying that this is going to be the only time we get it, or it's only going to be Treyarch that are going to be doing this in the future. But I'd like to hear what you guys think about this whole situation, and of course leave those down in the comments. But if you guys did enjoy the video, go ahead and leave a thumbs up. Like I said, leave a thumbs up, and I repeat like, but that's okay. But also subscribe, share, bell, and watch the video multiple times over. And once you're done doing that, I'll catch you guys on my next video.